Nothing makes me feel better than when I have 2 things in my hands. Maybe 3 things would feel better. They should have had an exosuit attachment that gave you an extra arm so you could rock 3 pistols at the same time, like a thrimbo. I don't know if that's the correct terminology, but 3 pistols? That'll be insane. You can juggle them. Anyways, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Call of Duty World War II video. I'm your host with the most, White Boy 7th Street, coming in with clutch throwing knives to pick up my fighter pilot. I was actually pretty nervous right there. I wanted to keep the streak alive. So I want to talk about a leak that was discovered that actually makes me very, very happy. So basically what happened, someone discovered in the leaderboards that there's a section for gun game. Now, gun game is not in Call of Duty World War II, but I'm assuming they're gonna put it in at some point. The last few years, it seems like they added gun game and infected after launch. Even though Black Ops 1 that came out on the PS3 in 2010 had gun game, One in the Chamber, Sticks and Stones, and Sharpshooter on launch. This doesn't even have one of those, but I digress. So I'm very concerned this year about Call of Duty's gun game, and I need to get this message out to Sledgehammer Studios before it's too late, before they ruin it. Because let's be honest, since Black Ops 1, all the party games have went downhill, and I don't even think it could get any worse, but it gets worse and worse every single freaking year, and I'm sick of it. I got some valuable feedback. I was the most winning wager match player in the history of Black Ops 1. I've been playing Call of Duty for 10 years, and I know there's someone up here, by the way, and I can't even see him. I'm looking, maybe I see him, like my name pops up, I'm aiming right at him, then this, look, he's killing people off spawn. They're gonna fix that glitch spot, but that's just horrible. But this is my main concern about gun game this year. And I'm not talking about the potential of doing a wager match system that involves the depot credits and supply drops and COD points. It would make it so fun and so fantastic. Return COD to its glory days. I'm not talking about that. They already know that idea. And they probably shouldn't listen to me because I totally missed this guy that was up on the balcony. Totally ignored him, so maybe my feedback isn't worth much after seeing that play. But my big concern is Sledgehammer's not going to be developing gun game. It's got to be Raven Studios. Raven Studios is like the ugly stepchild of Call of Duty. They put all the grunt work onto them. They were responsible for the war game type and the war maps, which, I mean, I guess it says a lot, because that game type is not fun. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you like war? It just doesn't feel like Call of Duty. You can't use score streaks. I mean, we're playing different games. It's literally a different game. I don't know. War was so good back in World at War, the momentum game type, and then they just, I don't know what they did to it. I don't know what they did to gun game. I don't know what's going on over at Activision Studios, but there's, I don't know. I just go crazy thinking about the potential Call of Duty could have had, and I feel like they've taken so many bad steps, but that's dwelling on the past, but history repeats itself. I do not want Raven Software to be in charge of gun game or the party games, and if they are, they need some serious advice, and I'm going to give it to them right now, because Raven cannot be in charge of making gun game, and here is why. They thought it was a good idea to put launcher-only gun game in COD 4, but the only launchers were noob tube attachment for assault rifles and the RPG. And if you look at the base gun game, it goes up to 26 points, which is just so stupid. Just go up to 20 points, go up to 25 points. 26 isn't an even number. It makes no sense whatsoever, besides in some wacko fucking developer's head somewhere in Madison, Wisconsin. It's like they try to fix things that aren't broken and innovate when they don't need to innovate, and they make it way worse, and then it's actually broken. It's backwards developing. So the order of the guns in Modern Warfare Remastered make no sense whatsoever. You started with like a pistol, then you went to an SMG, then to a sniper, then back to a pistol, then to an assault rifle. It's like they played rock, paper, scissors blindly and went to random.org to figure out the order of the guns. And it's very concerning that they showed no creativity in the order of the guns. You can throw on an ACOG scope to a weapon here and there. You can put a red dot. Do something to switch it up a little bit. Show some creativity, some kind of passion. And we got a supply drop from that last game. I finished my weekly order of getting 500 kills, and I get a SVT Epic variant, which I already had an Epic SVT, which is my favorite gun in the game. But I'll take it. because then you get drops like this. 2 duplicates. Whoop-de-doo! I just wanted to spend the first half of this 2-for-1 video extravaganza pointing out some of the flaws that Raven Software had developing Gun Game. And I just hope if they are in charge, I don't know, maybe Sledgehammer's in charge. Either way, just listen to the community's feedback, please. I've been playing Gun Game longer than anybody ever in the history of the world, of the universe. And there's a lot of people on my channel who love the party games, and we have good feedback. So here is some of my feedback. Let's start off with big picture, big money, multi-billion-dollar idea. And it's gonna sound kind of crazy after I talked all that crap against Raven Software. But what if they only focused on party games? Raven didn't do anything with the war game type. They didn't make any zombie maps. I think they are hired on for COD World War II to help them develop it. What if they focused and their only priority was bringing back party games to Black Ops 1 glory days, where it was actually good when it was integrated into the progression system, where there's some supply drops or depot credits involved. It would be so great, and it would actually give me some passion for Call of Duty. It would make me sweat. It would get my adrenaline going. The only way I get my adrenaline going on COD World War II is when I play Search and Destroy. I mean, I really like S&D. I think S&D is a great game type, and it's always got to give you that adrenaline feeling. But I had way more testosterone flowing through my veins when I wagered 10,000 COD points. Oh, it felt so good, especially on game types like One in the Chamber and Sticks and Stones, where you could lose it all within a matter of seconds. I really liked those game types, and I've got to stop harping on it. I gave this idea so many times, but maybe one day they will finally listen to me. I feel like they've been listening a lot with COD World War II, so I'm just going to throw these ideas out there. I don't think they can hurt, and there's my streak. I was going for a 10 kill streak for one of my daily orders, and I fell a little bit short, obviously. So anyways, let's focus on Gun Game in particular, because I think it has the best chance of making it into the game. I think Infected has a good chance of making it into COD World War II. But Gun Game, it has a leaderboard. We're pretty sure that it's going to be introduced into the game. I think there's been a few things that have been overlooked on the recent iterations of Gun Game that really hurt the enjoyable factor that Gun Game has. And it's just simple little things that I really enjoyed about Gun Game back in the day. First and foremost, the most important thing is the order of the guns. And I wish I was smart enough to make a graph about this. It would look kind of like Bitcoin. So it has to start slow. Maybe you have 11911. You get a kill. I think it'd be dope. Instead of going from 11911 to going to like 2 akimbo machine gun pistols, which I think is fine. But what if you went from 11911 and then your next gun was 2 1911s and you could just pull it out? I think it's just simple and it makes more sense. So 1 pistol, then you get akimbo pistols, and then you progress to a shotgun. Now, this is very important because back in Modern Warfare Remastered, the second or third weapon you got was like an AK-74U. So the people that had pistols and who died the first few times and who has not progressed to their weapon cannot beat an AK-74U with a pistol. It's almost impossible. The AK-74U is better in every single aspect. So there's a fine balance there where if you fall back a few kills, you're never out of the game because the people ahead of you aren't going to have a super powerful weapon unless you're super far behind. And that's another good thing about Gun Game. I love the snowballing effect where if you start off really fast, you're going to have an advantage over the other players, but it shouldn't be an insane advantage like a pistol versus an AK-74U. Here's an idea that I really like. Why don't you put the person in first place as a gold icon on the minimap instead of a red icon? Because back in Black Ops 1, when I saw that gold icon, I was going for the knife so I could humiliate them and put them back a rank. Now in this game, it's very hard to get a melee kill without your shovel. It takes 2 hits and they're relatively slow. But just like I have on this class, my secondary weapon is the shovel. So I think By default, your secondary on gun game should always be a shovel, so if you want to switch to it and risk it to go for the humiliation, which I think is a good play and a tactical play, you should be able to do that. It adds another element to the game. And I also want to say this, very important. The progression is so important. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but you should start off slow. Work your way up from a pistol to a shotgun to an SMG to an assault rifle to an LMG, and then you hit the sniper rifles. After you're done with the snipers, then you start to go downhill. Then you get your launcher, which is a lot more difficult to use. Then maybe you get this gun from the final kill cam with the long barrel attachment, and then you might get a throwing knife, and then you have to finish it off with a shovel kill. So kind of like in high school, I remember learning this about movies where you would have your plot like timeline and it would go up and up and up to the climax, and the movie wouldn't end on the climax. It would slowly cool down, kind of like in this game, and it would give those players who were behind the chance to come back. So yes, if I snowball and I get 5 kills right away and I'm on my assault rifle, I'm going to shred any single person with a pistol. But eventually I'm going to have struggles with the sniper rifle. I'm going to have struggles getting those rocket launcher kills. So those people who fell behind initially has a chance to come back. But I'm in control. If I use those weapons that take more skill to use and I use them properly and I get those kills, I deserve to win. So I think there's this dichotomy with the weapons and the order of the weapons in gun game that has been forgotten or has been overlooked, and they got it right away in Black Ops 1. I love that system, and Call of Duty World War II has a lot of good options. If anyone's listening at Sledgehammer or Treyarch or Activision or Raven, if you really want the order, I will do the work. I'll make 20 weapons or 25 weapons, and I'll put them in order for gun game with the attachments. I'll do it, all right? I'll do this one for free because I just really like party games. I'm the party game ambassador. I have over 10 million in COD point winnings. I want to see this back, and please don't mess this up.